have that piece of burl that I showed y'all a few weeks ago. I decided to mount it this way. There's going to be some problems with it no matter which way I mount it. This will probably turn most of the way around. This will be the problem area, but I'll probably just leave whatever stays flat. Flatten this off, make a bowl out of it, and no known shape or anything yet. We'll just have to wait and see what it turns out to be like. Got this prominently sticking out here. First thing I gotta do is get this off so that I can pull my tool resting closer. But let me get suited up, ready to go, and we'll come back and get started. Well, I hollowed it out and used my 3-inch. And I've got a beast of a 3-inch. Forstner bit, and I don't know if I should go any deeper or not. This void right here, it's about to go through the void. As you can see, the edge here, there's about 1/8 of an inch here because of this flat spot here. So if I take this any more than we've got here thinner, this is probably going to become a hole, and I kind of like the look of it. I like it there. This I'm not so worried about because this, if it would just turn out and it would just be open, but I think I kind of like it is. I think I'm just gonna do some cleanup work here, clean up the inside a little bit, make sure it's all good and flush, and try to minimize the look of this being so thick by turning this in a little bit more and turning this in a little bit more. I think that'll help. Other than that, I think that's going to be it. Outside is sanded to 600. I didn't put any finish on it yet because every time I do, since I use Howard's Feed and Wax for pretty much everything, every time I do, it just has to get redone anyway after I do it. So I sanded it up. This bark inclusion here, I saved it. This was a bark inclusion here, but most of it came out, so I went ahead and cleaned it out. So I think I'm gonna leave that bark inclusion. It adds some character. But I think that's it. I'll show you the cleaning up the inside, dealing with whatever I'm gonna do with on this corner, on this edge here, and to make it look a little less bulky. It's big enough to put a candle in. It's big enough to do several things with. I think that's probably its best potential, really, is probably as a candle holder. But it can be whatever anybody who wants to buy it wants it to be. And we'll get to turning here. Talk to you in a little bit. All right, that's gonna do it. As far as that goes, I'm going to sand the inside. I actually think I'm gonna be able to start with either 180 or 220. It's very smooth in here. That's the first time I've used that square roughing gouge. Of course, normally the sides aren't gonna be flat like this. And I'll just do the rest of this with sanding. When I get it sanded up and finished and get ready to put some finish on it, I'll bring you back and we'll see when we get there. So here's the deal. I started sanding this, and after I had that catch on the top and I had to cut about close to ½ inch off the top of this, it changed the shape of this, and I don't like it. Even though I started sanding it out, I think I'm going to work on the outside of this and try to change the shape a little bit. I think I'm going to make this thinner up here, probably not go past this point down here, but probably just thin this out and try to give it more of a curve in here. I don't want to lose this, and I don't want to lose this little foot that it's got on it. Everything else I think will be fine. I don't like the shape anymore. It was more complete when I had that extra added on here. Now it just looks like a dumpy little piece of rock. So after I started sanding, I decided I didn't like it, and so now I'm going to turn the lathe back on and see if we can make some adjustments from about here up, thin this whole thing down a little bit, and see what we can do. I still can't do anything more on the inside because of this, but that's what we're gonna do. So get geared up and put this on a tripod. All right, I don't know if y'all can tell it or not, but it turns much more towards the inside now. And this lip is much thinner, and it doesn't feel quite as bulky. Not a lot of change, just enough, I think. Do a little more scraping here, but for the most part, I think this is going to be much better. Doesn't look like much, but to me, it's a whole lot better. So we're gonna get started on finish scraping and doing some sanding. And then I will, as I had promised before, bring you back when it's time to put some type of finish on it. Well, sanded up to 600. And as usual, I'm gonna put some Howard Friesen wax on it, see what it looks like. Then we have to turn it around and take the tenon off of it. So let's go ahead and see what this kind of looks like. My wife found this and used it on our front door. I had almost a full jar. But she likes it even on our front door, so what do you say? No, you can't have it, go get your own? Or do you like waking up in the morning? I have erred on the side of waking up in the morning. Just in case I didn't mention it, this is Chinese Elm Burl that I got from a neighbor who got out of the woodworking business and offered me up several box elder burls and several of these Chinese Elm Burls. As usual, this will have to soak in for about 30 minutes. Then I'll buff it out. Little chatoyance in there. All right, I'll buff this out, bring you back when we turn it around to take the tenon off of it. Sorry, but the air had to come on. Still a little warm here in Texas. Finished up. It's sanded at 600. 2 coats of Howard's Feed and Wax. As you saw, we did the bottom. One of these days, if anyone has some suggestions, I've gotten one quote for some makers buttons for the bottom of them. I tend to do my bottoms different on all of them. That means I'm gonna have to start doing something similar on all of them, but I need to do something to mark these because evidently there's a bit of a market for it. You can see all the pretty burling in there. Still got some of this flat spot, the bark inclusion, and this other little flat spot right here, and another bark inclusion right here. And finished on the inside. I think it turned out pretty well. I'm glad I was able to recover the shape a little bit because I didn't like it at all. I appreciate y'all watching. I will post some stills at the end. And if you have not subscribed, please do. Please like and share. And I appreciate you coming and watching. Thank you.